Hey everybody, David here, Coastal Adventures, and today we are doing a walk along the beautiful township called Harrington. So Harrington is about 350 kilometres, let's just zoom in, 350 kilometres north of Sydney, and it's 650 kilometres south of where I live. So I drove down yesterday, and it took me around about 5.5 hours to get here, driving yesterday. So it was a full day's drive yesterday. That's why I missed out on the live stream. But here we are at Harrington. Beautiful spot here, so quiet. We'll just have a look. So this breakwall was made from a headland 5 miles up the road, or 8 kilometres, called Crowdy Head. So all this was blown out of the quarry, or out of the headland, and it was shipped up here by train, and it was all to make this a breakwall. So that breakwall goes about a kilometre out to sea that way, and it goes about 3 kilometres up the Manning River. So we'll just have a look. Hey mate, so if we look up the road there, I'll zoom in for you. So that breakwall keeps going around that corner, so it's right in the middle there, and that's how far the breakwall runs. So we're going to go for a walk along here. As in any little coastal town, here's the fish cleaning area, and underneath the fish cleaning area is where the pelicans live. So that's a pelican, in case you've never seen them before. So those pelicans are just waiting for someone to clean the fish, and it all runs down that chute. Where's the chute? The chute's here, and straight into the pelican's mouth, or the egret down there. So, Regina, how are you? Good to see you. So that's some of the birds just sitting there waiting for a free feed. So that's quite beautiful there. And we were just over, my brother and I, were just over there. That's called Manning Point. So that township just in the background is Manning Point. Now it's only about 2 kilometres across there, but it took us 45 minutes to drive there. So it's a long drive. Oops, sorry about that. I'll just zoom out for you. So we'll just make our way up this way, and we're going to walk along the breakwall for a bit. Then I'll turn once the tide drops out. So what I'm waiting for, hey everybody, thank you for joining me. So what I'm waiting for is for all this over here. So that's all, the tide's run out already, and this tide will run out. Oh, thank you, it is beautiful here. You can see the lighter colour water, the browner water there, that's the sandbank. So once that tide drops right out, I'm going to walk you right around there, and hopefully right up the top there we'll see tens of thousands of what are they called, soldier crabs. So hopefully we see some soldier crabs up there, which will be nice. On this breakwall. Hey human, how are you? Good to see you, and good to see everybody here. So we're at Harrington, and we're just going to walk along the breakwall, enjoy our time along here until the tide drops a bit, and then I can walk over here. So it'll be beautiful. So this breakwall, well, let's go back a bit. This breakwall was formed back in the 1800s from a headland 5 miles or 8 kilometres north of us, called Crowdy, and that's where the thumbnail of the lighthouse is from. And it was all trained down here on rail, and it built this, and this is the inlet or the mouth of the Manning River. So they used to have actually ships coming into this river system here. And the ships used to come along here, drop off food and supplies for the people of Harrington, and then continue up the river system, and they get the timbers and all produce from up in past Taree. So there was a lot of activity on this river, and this, I can't see it now, but this was a very dangerous bar. So the people of Harrington were always saving people from here. Thank you, human. So on this side of the breakwall is the Township of Harrington. Very small. Only a couple of hundred houses. And this, actually, what we're here for is my father was born in 1925. So my brother and I are here for the 100th anniversary of my father being born here. So he was born in 1925. There was nothing here. His father was a professional fisherman, and they worked out of Crowdy Head. So all this was actually here when my father was born. So this breakwall was here. They've just built the concrete on top, but this whole breakwall was always here. So that's the township, and that water tower right there in the middle. If you go down the hill, that's where my father and grandparents lived, and he went to school. So he lived on that side of the water tank, and he went to school on that side of the water tank. So nice and easy for him. How are you?
Good, good.
That's the local bowls club. This is Harrington. I can't say your name, but yeah, this is Harrington on the east coast of Australia in New South Wales, and we are 350 kilometres north of Sydney, or 650 kilometres south of where I live on the Tweed coast. So this is called the mid-north coast. And then underneath us here, the mid-north coast, it goes Central Coast, which is around Newcastle. So we'll continue on up here. It's a beautiful day here today. Look at the conditions. I'm Robbie. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. Good to see you, Robbie. Jacksonville, Florida. Welcome to everybody here. Oh, look at this bird down here. Let's see if we can zoom in. Don't scare it. There it is. Just sunning itself on the rocks. Beautiful. And my brother and I were just over the other side of the mouth of the river here at a place called Old Bar. And we were sitting there having prawns for lunch. And as I'm about to put the prawn in my mouth, if you've ever heard of a bird called a kookaburra, it came straight down, whacked me, and took the prawn in one go. So just the corner of its wings hit me in the face, and I was just about to put it in my mouth. That's how close it was and how accurate that kookaburra was. Not to take my eye out, but yeah, that's what happens. We also have magpies here in Australia, and when it's nesting season, they are quite aggressive. And yeah, magpies here in Australia in nesting season, they actually attack people and they shoot for your eyes. So I've actually known a person who's had their eye pecked out by a magpie. It comes in at breakneck speed and then just hits you from behind and takes your eye. So they're quite aggressive birds. Well, thank you, Regina. Hang around, it's going to be a great walk. If we look back out here, you can see that browny water just there. That's the low tide mark, and we'll actually be walking all over that. So yeah, the tide's just running out. That, I'll zoom in for you. That is the mouth of the Manning. So it's just so quiet, so tranquil down here. At the moment, there are two people just leaving the breakwall, and my brother's just ahead of us. So like I was saying, this breakwall, I'm not sure the exact date, but this breakwall was built. How's it going, mate?
G'day, how are you?
Good. It was built in the 1800s. So we'll continue up this way. I'll just wait for that lady to get ahead a little bit. So over there's one person on that beach all by him. The crocodile hunter. No, the crocodile hunter is actually dead. He got too close to a stingray, and the stingray stuck him with its barb straight into the heart and killed him. How big do the waves get? Well, we just had a big swell come through, so they can get up to Chris, Ragavan. The waves here just are normal, so they can get up around 10-15 foot. That's when they become unsurfable. But this is the mouth. So what's happening is all the sand's building up at the mouth, so the people can't. Crocodile Dundee is dead. Oh, Crocodile Dundee. No, he lives in America. Paul Hogan. I was talking about Steve Irwin. He's our crocodile man. You can see, look at that. That's basically Pacific Ocean, and then that's the inside of the breakwall. Nice, Chris. Whereabouts in Australia did you live? Oh, we've got two people riding off on their pushies. I'll let them go past. And if you like oysters, that's a rock full of oysters just there. I like watching the Turtle Man. Never heard of him. Oh, Darwin. Couldn't get much warmer than Darwin, mate. It's actually a little bit chilly here today. It was down to, I think it was 9 degrees this morning here, of a wind chill of about 5 or 6. It was numbing, and I went out in my board shorts. Darlene, how are you? Yes, it was rather cold. Very stupid of me. So I was up at the Crowdy Head, which is 8 kilometres to the north of us, where all this rock from to form the breakwall was mined from, and I was hiding in front of the lighthouse trying to stay warm in the morning sun. And I was the only person around. Basically we're the only people here now. It's just so quiet here. He's so funny. I've never heard of the Turtle Man. Yes, I'm fine, thank you, Darlene. I was just telling everybody I had lunch just over that side, and I was about to put a prawn in my mouth, and a kookaburra came out of the tree. Its wing just touched my face, and it took the prawn straight out of my hand, just as I was about to put it in my mouth. So I'm glad it didn't. Octam, how are you? And Rideshare, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I'm glad it didn't take my eye out. So I've had a lot of dramas in the last couple of days. Oh, and I owe everybody an apology. When I nearly stood on that brown snake the other day, I said that was the 3rd deadliest snake in Australia, or in the world. It's actually the 2nd deadliest snake in the world. So it goes inland taipan, eastern brown snake, coastal taipan, and it goes all the way through. So I actually asked ChatGPT to give me a rundown, and pound for pound, the Australia has the top 10 deadliest snakes in the world. And they said if you go out even further, Australia has 20 of the top 25 deadliest snakes in Australia. And I nearly stood on one the other day. So, any sharks, Darlene? Yes, there are sharks, but they don't bother you. Oh, you have an inland taipan. Inland taipan, one bite of that is enough. If it envenomates a person, it has enough in there to kill 100 plus people. So don't let him bite you. My mate was had a snake. He had a child's python, and he put the food in there to feed it, and the snake comes straight up and latched onto his finger. So after he shook it around like a kookaburra for a while, bashing it from tank to tank, trying to get it off his finger, the snake escaped, and we think it must have got taken by a kookaburra once it got outside. I'm scared of them. Well, thank you for that, human. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Well, I thought it went taipan, but it's taipan, eastern brown taipan. Hello everybody. Wow, everybody's joining. I've been bitten more times about my pythons than I have by my venomous snakes. Yeah, so if you get bitten by a snake in Australia, no matter what sort it is, unless you take it in, it's all treated as a brown snake. So here in New South Wales, if I got bitten by a brown snake here, you'd be immobilised. Both legs would be bandaged together. You wouldn't be able to move. The ambulance would get you across over to here, and the helicopter would land, and you would be flown to Newcastle or Sydney, and there you would be observed for 24 to 48 hours, and you would have anti-venom if needed. So if I can just get up here on these rocks. Yes, nothing's moving. Look at all the oysters on those rocks. They are just full of oysters here. Do you see orca killer whales? No. There are orcas coming through now. They follow the humpbacks. They mainly get the humpbacks as they're heading back south to Antarctica. So the humpbacks start a migration that starts at Antarctica and goes up to the northern part of Queensland to Hervey Bay, where they give birth. And as they come back with their babies, that's when the orcas attack. So the orcas will, I know of one instance where a whale watching cruise was out there, and the orcas just harassed and menaced this mother and baby for over 6 hours. So the orcas were taking it in turns to come up from the bottom and punch this whale, punch the baby humpback in the stomach and drive it away from its mother. And it went on for over 6 hours before the mother was too tired, the baby had given up, and then all the orcas eat will be the lower jaw and the tongue. That's all they eat. And then the rest just washes. So because they're full of fat, the carcass will float for a long while. And then that's when the great whites and the tiger sharks move in, and then they'll feed. Hey Jill, hey Joe, Orlando, beautiful, thank you. Yeah, that's when the sharks come in. Hey mate, the sharks will come in and feed, and then eventually the carcass will fall to the bottom, and then that's when the crabs take their share. But look at all the oysters down there. This is where my father, when I used to come here with him when he was a bit older, or when I was younger, and my golf is in Tampa. Oh wow. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, so he used to come here and fill Hessian sacks, or you might call them burlap sacks, full of oysters, and then we'd eat oysters for the next 2 to 3 weeks, much to my disgust because I don't like them. But this, if I can get down these rocks, this is called the Gantry. Let me just turn back around. Let's have a look at this. So this bridge area is the Gantry, and this is where the water is able to flow through and equalise the pressure between the Pacific Ocean side and the inland side. You love oysters. Oh, you're sick. Okay, so we can actually see, you can actually see the water. I love all seafood. Nice. I love just about it all, except oysters don't really turn me on. My wife loves them. But that's the water flowing out. And if we look over this side, on the Pacific Ocean side, you can see the, let me just turn around. There we go, that's all the water flowing out. So when my brother was young, he's 73 now, he says he remembers coming through there with our dad, and our pop, our grandfather. And yeah, so they used to fish here all the time. So they used to live in Sydney, and they would move up here, come up here for the school holidays and just fish. So back when he said he was fishing, can you swim there? You certainly can, Regina. Yeah, so they used to take the little boat, they call it a punt, and the punt used to just head up there and they catch right over on that sand flat in the distance. So that one right over there, that's where they used to catch whiting and flathead, just up there on the end of the wall. That's when they used to catch all the flathead. Yes, you can swim. The wind's swung around at the moment. It was blowing offshore, but now the wind's turned onshore, which means the wind is blowing from the ocean onto us, so onto the shore, as opposed to blowing off the shore. So it should be a little bit warmer now, because the wind blowing off the shore is always a little bit colder, because it's coming off the Great Dividing Range with a lot of oh, here comes a bomber. Where is it? There goes a, whoops, pelican. Geez, I'm not real good following that, am I? There's a pelican coming into land, and that's where all his mates are on the other side there, so he'll be coming in very shortly, I'd say. So we'll just watch him or her. Exploradora. We are at Harrington on the north coast of New South Wales. What's he doing? Which is, if you look on your maps, it's 350 kilometres north of Sydney, and where I live on the Tweed coast, it's 650 kilometres south. So here he comes, just cruising around. No, there are no crocs. It's too cold here for crocs. They would never last. So when crocs inhabited the world must have been very warm. Well, that pelican's taken off, so let's just continue on our way. Exploradora, nice. So Redcliffe, just north of Brisbane, are you talking about? We'll be heading up to the Sunshine Coast on Friday. So I leave here, take my brother back home, pick up my wife, and then we'll head up to the Sunshine Coast. We're going to stay up there. So on all these rocks here, all the people that have passed away. There's a tern. So that's a tern. We certainly do have eagles here, Regina. So he's just sunning himself, or she. I'll have to stop being so sexist, won't I? So this is my parents' rock. So that's my mother and father there. And I picked that rock because straight up that street, straight across there, that's where my father lived, straight across there. So that's why I picked that rock for their memorial. Thank you, Exploradora. I'll have to, if you subscribe, I'll subscribe back and I'll watch you in the mornings. But this is, I missed my live yesterday because I didn't get here till 3:30 and it was freezing cold and I didn't feel like, we had to check in and we had to go to the shops and buy stuff, and by the time we finished it all, it was way too late. She's from Sydney, beautiful. So I missed it today, so this one's going to be a nice long one. So if you hang around, I'm going to take you right around Harrington, the beautiful place that it is. Look at this bird down here drying its wings and warming up a bit. So that one's just warming his wings, and he doesn't want to be scared. He's just warming up so he can go feeding for the night. All right, guys, while I've got everybody, please consider liking and subscribing if you're enjoying what you're watching today. At the moment, I'm trying to do 7 live streams a week, 1 every day, until I go back to work. Don't fly away, don't fly away. What a beautiful looking bird. Let's just watch, look at the colours in his wings, or her wings. Sorry if I say everything's a he, but look at the next town near here, the big one will be Taree. So you got Taree, Old Bar, Manning Point, and then Harrington and Crowdy Head. So you'll see the Crowdy National Park. So it's just off past the Crowdy National Park, but what a beautiful looking bird, hey? Look at the detail in its wings. And yes, thank you, Human. If everybody likes what they're watching, please like and subscribe. So hopefully it doesn't get too scared. Yes, it is, Regina. Just sit there, keep warming yourself. I'm not going to hurt you. Cormorant, yes. Thank you, Exploradora. And thank you for everybody who subscribed. Thank you for all my return watchers. And thank you to my new people that tuned in today. And especially a big thank you to Human and my other, what are they called? Forget the word. Moderators, that's it, moderators. Thank you for all the great work you guys do behind the scenes. If you can see right down in the background, I'll zoom in. So that last little hill you can see right down there is called Seal Rocks, and my wife and I go there on holidays very often. We stay in the Lighthouse up there at Seal Rocks, fantastic. And at night, you're the only people there except the caretaker. But yeah, it's fantastic there at Seal Rocks, or the whole coast of New South Wales is just fantastic, beautiful. My brother and I, well, it was such a slow trip down yesterday. It should have only been 5 hours, but he wanted to stop at all these coastal towns. So we'd stop everywhere for half an hour, get a drink, go to the toilet, move to the next place, stop, get a drink, move to the next place. Slow as, but it was good seeing all these new places. So look at that for a view. Jill, yes, we get big waves here. But that's picture perfect. I love Iluka, yes. Yeah, we live close enough, we go to Yamba for breakfast or lunch, then drive back home. My daughter and I, good mate, yourself?
Very good.
My daughter and I actually went to the next one past Yamba, called Brooms Head, and we stayed down there for a couple of nights the other week, so that was quite good. So I'll zoom you back out. So we're just cruising up here. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful here. The wind's onshore, nice, well, I wouldn't say warm, but warmer than when it was blowing offshore. And so quiet. So there's my brother in front, another fisherman. I just passed a fisherman. This rock wall one runs for over, I would say, 4 kilometres. So there's one person every kilometre that I can see. So I'll make my way until we get to these mangroves up there, then I'll turn around. And then by the time I get out the front, it should be low enough for me to walk out around the sand spit. So you can see that's the edge of the sand spit right there in front of us now. So yeah, and that sand spit comes, well, you're welcome, Jill. You can see that lighter water, that brown water just there, that's sand spit. So that sand is slowly clogging it up. But because this is a major river system, you can see you got the sand there and then the blue water behind it. That's where the water's running in and out of the Manning River all the time. You're welcome, Jill. This is just beautiful. And I love doing this. I can't wait to retire now so I can do this all the time. Got a little while to go yet, but look at that sand spit there. And up on that sand spit, that whole top of it is a rookery for the little turn. Used to be the ferry turn, but now it's the little turn. So if you're looking that up in anything, little turn or ferry turn, they are so small. They are probably 3 to 4 inches full size. Thank you, Leah. How are you today, Leah? Yes, sand spits. So there's that much wave action and big cyclones coming through that all our sand along the whole east coast of Australia is getting moved at the moment, Jill. So yeah, what's here today can be gone after the next big storm we get. It's just yeah, it's just so volatile at the moment what's happening. It's not good for the houses. We're getting a lot of flooding, especially around Harrington. A lot of houses flooded in Harrington in the last big flood we had. So we just had a flood about 3 years ago. They called that the 1 in 100 year flood. And the flood we had last year was the 1 in 500 year flood. So what I think is nobody knows exactly what's happening. It's just flooding all the time. Thank you, Human. Yes, everybody can look back and have a look at all those lives I've done. I've done it from all over the East Coast. Well, from the southern Gold Coast down to Harrington now. So this is a mangrove system. So I've showed you mangroves before in other places. So these are the mangroves. They hold the banks together. And on the higher tide, the small fish actually get in. So if we just zoom in, you can see those vertical aerial roots. So they're underwater at high tide, and the mangroves live in salt water where they don't have to compete with anything else, any other plant. Hello, Mark, how are you? Good to see you. Where are you from, Mark? So yeah, what was I saying? The baby fish, or the nurseries, they live in the vertical roots there, and so that's the habitat for the nursery for the fish. And then you have the mangroves holding the banks together, and then you can see just straight in front there, the last mangrove, and then you've got a new mangrove, and that puts out more roots, and then it keeps going out and out and out and out and out. So I don't know if I'll ever block this system in my lifetime, but it moves quick. So this is, sorry about that. So you can see on the still water side, the mangroves are very prolific, but on the Pacific Ocean side, nothing, no mangroves over there at all. The water moves way too fast for them. So they only, well, not only, they grow on the stiller part of the water system. So what I might do is turn around and I will head out, and then we will eventually end out on this sand spit. Over there, we'll look for the little turn. Oh, I get it now. Ventura, California, how are you? Good to see you. And Sandspit is a city, landlocked city. Well, that's a funny name for a landlocked city, isn't it? And we're going to end up over there. So join me as I turn back around, head to the north, and we will head out that way. So let's go. Glad everybody can join me today. I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. The best part about me doing this, I'm looking up new places to come all the time just to give you something to see, new, and not just going to the same old spots unless I'm at home. And a fire's contained in Ventura. Oh. Don't say you've got a bad fire season over there in your summer. That's not good. Yeah, so I am picking new spots all the time, and I'm able to take one of my family members with me as I go and do it. So this is walking back along to the north. Beautiful afternoon this afternoon. Nice sun. It's not the harsh light of summer. It's the warmer, more orange light of winter. So we'll just cruise along here. Carthy, yes, it is peace. It is peaceful. Wow, here comes 3 people along the wall. We're getting inundated with people. I can't believe it. And they've got a baby. Unbelievable. People have no respect for me walking along here in solitude, talking the whole time. So we have some more mangroves just here. That one looks like it's been man-made of all the fill that's been placed there. They may have even planted those mangroves. So that's that long flat building there. That's the local bowling club. Norfolk pines, very prolific plant on the east coast of Australia. They come from the Norfolk Island, straight off Newcastle, a couple of 100 kilometres out to sea. And the water tower, so you can see nice little, how's it going? Good, nice little hamlet here in the middle of nowhere, just so quiet, so beautiful around here. So I'll zoom back out. There we go. So we'll just cruise up. There's a reflection on the water. Looks quite good, doesn't it? I'll just get down on these rocks. Try and get a nice shot for you. There you go. Too bad these grey rocks are so ugly. They must have just been dropped here. Try and stabilise it a bit more. And we'll look around to the town proper. You should come over, Mark, and Sandbar. Is that another town, the landlocked town you're talking about, Jill? Yeah, you should come over to Australia. very welcoming over here. We have so much to see. Just don't think, like some tourists do, that you're going to drive from Sydney to Cairns or something in one day. Maybe try 4 or 5 days to get all that way. It's 1,000 kilometres just to get to the Gold Coast, then you've got about another 1,000 to 1,200, maybe even more to get. Oh, look at that, that's nice. Shrimp on the barbie, yes, except we call them prawns. No one here calls them shrimps. And we don't have, what did Forrest Gump call them? What were the boats that Forrest Gump wanted to get after the Vietnam War? Oh, nice. So we'll zoom out a little bit. There we go. Is it a shrimp boat? Is that what he called it? But in Australia, they're called prawn trawlers, and they catch prawns. And then you can buy them direct off the prawn trawler when it comes in. So this sign here is a little bit obsolete. It's going, let me see, warning, I'll just hold it there. Warning, the waters of this bar are dangerous. Navigate with care, wear life jackets. Wearing life jackets is compulsory. Penalties apply. And that's when the Manning River used to run out there beside the rock wall, and now it's about 1 kilometre behind you. So you can see that blue water before the sandbar. That's where the mouth of the Manning is now. So it's okay. Regina, thank you for being there. He called it Jenny. Ah, yes. Glad you could make it. I'll be doing another live stream a little bit earlier tomorrow. My brother just met his cousin today that he hasn't seen in 25 years, so it put me an hour behind schedule, so I apologise for that. Yes, Larry, wear a life jacket or face the law. What it mainly is, people really have no understanding how to cross a bar, and then they tip over. And life jackets can be good and life jackets can be bad. If you're outside the boat, the life jackets are very, very good, very important. If you're under the boat and you're in the air bubble underneath the boat, then it's dangerous because then you can't get out from underneath the boat. So life jackets are good if you're floating in sea. But yeah. You've also got those new life jackets now that look like horse collars, and they just go around the neck and all the way down to your abdomen, and then you can just tie them around your stomach. They're good because you can activate them when needed, but again, if you get knocked unconscious, you're not going to be able to activate them, so it's catch-22. And then you get the ones that are water activated, but then you go out the bar and then you get a wave over the top and it hits your life jacket goes and activates. So damned if you do, damned if you don't. Maybe it's better if you don't cross the bar. So we're coming up to the gantry again. Oh. Do you like spiders or snakes? Well, snakes kill if they bite you, if you don't get medical treatment straight away. Spiders, they don't bother you. We have the deadliest spider in the world, the Sydney funnel web. But if you're not near Sydney, you don't have any problem with them. And if you don't go out in the bush, you don't have problems, and they only attack. They're called funnel webs because they build a hole in the ground and then they put a web in the shape of a funnel going down into the hole. So as long as you stay away from it, you won't have any problem. But the I'm pretty sure that the funnel web has fangs strong enough to go through leather boots. They'll go through fingernails. They are very strong. But spiders, we have redback spiders, or you call them black widows. They live around my house and they don't bother you. They live in my shed. When you see them, just have a look at them. They're not going to jump at you. They just sit in their web waiting for a moth or a fly to come past. So I don't know if you watched the one from I did from Fingal the other day, but I was walking through the headland and I just about stood on a brown snake. It was the third most deadliest snake in the world. Now it's the second because I got my facts wrong, but I just about stood on it. So luckily it moved out of my way. Otherwise I would have been in a world of trouble. And then I videoed it for a while and it just pulled back out of the hole it went into, curled up on the rock and then warmed itself up. So yeah, it didn't bother me. I mean, the snake didn't bother me, but if I had stood on it, it would have been a different story. The brown snakes are super aggressive. So if you stand on it, it won't just run away. It will turn and it will bite, strike, and it will strike repeatedly. So yes, I'm super glad I didn't stand on it and it moved out of my way. You are a hardy bunch. Yeah. But where are you from, JG? Let me know. If you're from America, I couldn't imagine going for a walk outside and there's a bear coming. You've got to carry, what do you carry, flares or bear spray? Or it doesn't even, the bear's too big and the bear spray doesn't even bother it and attacks you and rips you apart. I've seen those videos of people riding down bush tracks and an elk or something runs out and takes them out as they're riding their pushies down a track. So Americans, where are we from? We're from just some bear spray every time I go hiking. Yeah, yep. How are you, Mustafa Galamahadi? I hope I said that right. I'm not very good. I don't have glasses to read the small writing, but we are in Harrington on the east coast of Australia in New South Wales, 350 kilometres north of Sydney. Yes, yeah, I'd hate to be, we have koalas, kangaroos and emus and camels. They attack your cars and you'll be driving down the road on dusk and dawn and the stupid kangaroo will come and jump straight in front of you. You usually kill the kangaroo and ruin your car. So kangaroos, emus, camels, they ride off cars all the time. And you see them, there's roadkill always on the side of the road down here where the truckers hit the kangaroos. Luckily it's the truckies that hit them and not the cars. Look at that view. Got a bit of, I was just going to step down there, but I'll just have a quick look before I step so there's no brown snakes. But look at that view. You got the foreground of the log. Hey mate, how are you?
And Arsenal supporter
#1. Hi Joseph, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for joining today, Joseph, and thank everybody for joining. I can't see the name, but hello, Most Afagal Mahamadi. You're from Iran. Wow. Thank you for joining today. Hope you're enjoying what you're watching. So we're at Harrington on the east coast of Australia in New South Wales, 350 kilometres north of Sydney if you look it up. The closest largest city here is Taree, Taree. So I'm just taking you for a walk through here, and what we're going to do is keep going all the way up to the corner, come along onto that sand spit and walk along that sand spit. So yeah, join me, just continue watching, and we'll take you for a walk. Hopefully over on that sand spit they have tens of thousands of soldier crabs, so hopefully we'll be able to see some soldier crabs. There's a guy fishing right there, so as we walk around the front there, hopefully we can see some flathead and stingrays just on the edge of the bank. See what other sort of fish we'll see, but we should see a lot of wildlife over that side. And it's also the nesting ground of the little tern or fairy tern. And I forget where the fairy tern comes from, but I read it before, but I forget now. It's quite a distance that they fly. Here's a bloke cleaning his fish. So we'll have a look at the fish he's cleaning, and then we'll also look at the pelicans at the bottom. They're usually fighting each other to see who can get the best bit. Do I know Tai Chi? Is that a person? No, I don't do Tai Chi. Hey Marty, how are you? Oh, Morty, sorry. Sandbar, yes. Oh, okay, here comes 3 pelicans all coming in. They must have heard, let's zoom in a little bit, they must have heard that there's a fisherman cleaning fish. There's four that have just come around the corner, and they'll all be sitting at the bottom of the ramp down there. So we'll just make our way. Yeah, we call them sandbars too, but we also call pubs on the beach sandbars. I don't know if you call your... So here we go. There's the guy cleaning his fish. He's cleaning a brim, and that must be the alpha pelican. It's sitting right underneath where he's dropping it and getting all the food, and all the other ones sitting out. Big old pelicans, yes. So yes, that one's getting everything, and none of the others are challenging him or her. Again, I'm being sexist. So you can see them all waiting at the bottom. Another one around the corner here. Oh, that one's got one that's got snuck past the other fella. So yeah, it's coming straight down that pipe there, and then that pelican's getting everything. So we won't need to go and fly and get anything today. Well, stand by, guys. Oh, there's his fishing rod. Better not knock that off. So now I'm going to head out a little bit further. All right. Oh my God, those bins stunk. The council mustn't have cleaned the bins for a while. And all the rotting fish is in there. All right, so we're going to head out to that sand spit where it joins onto the wall. If it's not too far, I might even go a little bit further, and then we'll come back around. You can see how much the tide's gone out now. So we've got another maybe 5 to 7 metres of beach. Those black and white birds there, they'll be looking for shellfish and crustaceans. Yes, they do have a pecking order. Is that a bit of a subliminal joke there? Pecking order with beaks. Good one, Jill. So we'll cruise out there fairly fast so I can get onto the sandbar or sand spit, whatever you like to call it, and keep everybody interested. More facts, more facts. I don't know if I got too many more facts. Oh, the lighthouse up at Crowdy Head, which is 8 kilometres to the north of us, where all these rocks have come from. They were mined in they blew up the headland in the 1800s. Up there, that's marine rescue. There's a lady in there now, and they monitor the radios 24/7. So we've got multiple marine rescues all the way up the coast, usually on the large river systems, and they monitor all traffic going in and out of the bar. And then at Crowdy Head, where I said the lighthouse is, that's where marine rescue stores their boats to go out and do rescues. Crowdy Head doesn't have much internet, so I can't do a live stream from up there, but I'll just tell you about it. Maybe they throw their bait in there, Joseph. Very good pickup. Some people don't like to feed the pelicans because they say it's not natural, so that's another thing. But look at that. How good does that look? Let's just stop and have a look. Thank you, Jill. Yes, I just talk. I don't even realise I'm using slang. But I'm trying to be as articulate as I can. But it's amazing. I used to work at the casino on the Gold Coast, and there was a pub there called the Pommy Pub, or the English Pub, and we had all these Pommy people working there. How's it going? And when you work with them one-on-one or talk to them one-on-one, you could understand them. But when they got together and then their accents really kicked in, and then the local or their local lingo, when their local lingo kicked in, I said to them, are you people actually speaking English? Because I cannot understand a word you are saying. So we're nearly there, and then we'll get out onto the sand spit, and I might go straight up onto the dry sand up there and see what we can see from up that way. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be there in a couple of minutes, and I'll show you the sights along the way. So this is another inland bit. Oh, this is the land side of the breakwater. Very shallow in there. It's fun for kids, and the water flows through the rocks into there, so it doesn't have a gantry like the other side. I don't know if I'd eat fish from in there. It looks a bit stagnant sometimes. So we're just about there. 150 metres, guys, we'll be there. I'll just speed it up, keep everybody interested. Nice cloud formations out to sea at the moment. That cloud's supposed to move in. So I couldn't see it this morning, but now the wind's turned to onshore, so I can actually see that cloud moving in. I hope it doesn't. We've had enough rain. We really don't need any more. Send it over to where the fire's happening, Canada, Los Angeles. Send it over there with our love. Is this live? AW, it certainly is. You know how to talk funny, right? Yes, apparently I talk funny, but we think the Americans sound funny, just where you come from. And then you have the Pommies, and they think that people think they sound funny, and then they say, well, we started the language, so we're the ones that sound right. Everybody else sounds funny to us. So just where you come from. So AW, where are you from? Thank you for joining us. Okay, I can hear the little turns over on that island, or that sandbar spit, sandbar slash spit. But look at this mangrove system. I think we're in Australia, mate. We're on the east coast of Australia in New South Wales, and we are 350 kilometres north of Sydney at a place called Harrington. The closest large city here is called Taree, so have a look on the map if you're interested. But look at all the mangroves over here, and looks like the council has planted more mangroves, so that whole thing will be filled up very shortly. Thank you, human. All right, we're just about to make it onto the sand spit, so hang around, please don't go yet. Let me get there and let me show you what's happening over this side. It's saltwater AW, so how are you?
Good, thanks.
I'll show you as I get around the corner here, but that's the Pacific Ocean. Oh, finally, my knee's not playing up anymore. It was bad. So I'll take you up here and I'll show you the Pacific Ocean. So that's the one. And yes, we do have a lot of good fish. We have whiting, bream, flathead. We're over on the beach this morning and a guy got a huge salmon. Non-Atlantic salmon. There, I don't know exactly what they are, but they are salmon down here in the colder waters in New South Wales, and they're also catching tailor as well. But just think, can you see those rocks right there? That used to be the edge of the breakwall, and this where I'm standing here used to be a shipping channel. Get a job, how are you? So yeah, I'm standing where ships used to come into the Manning River and run all the way along that rock wall. Is it cold? Why is there no one on the beach? Well, it's 2:30 on, is it Wednesday or Thursday? I think it's Wednesday. So it's 2:30 on Wednesday, so everybody's at work and kids are at school. And this is a very quiet township, so hardly anybody around this place. I always come to these nice quiet ones. I've done a few from the Gold Coast, and you can definitely see the difference on the Gold Coast. There is high rise everywhere. You come into New South Wales, into these townships, and nobody around. Definitely no high rise. Usually they're not allowed to build the properties higher than the highest tree, which is fantastic. All right, so it looks like we're in another part of the world here, but this is the Manning River I'm walking on. It's just been sanded over. So this is like a moonscape here. And just out to the left, you can actually see the head of the breakwall, and that's the head of the Manning River, and that's where the ships used to come in all the way through the late 1800s and through to, well, it would have been during the war, so it would have been to 1946 at least, and that's where the ships used to come up the coast, come in the Manning through there and dock, drop off supplies to Harrington and pick up timber and whatever else, milk, cattle, sheep. So that is the wild Pacific Ocean just out there. And let me just zoom in. Can you see all that rough water just behind where those waves are breaking? That's where the Manning River's coming out now. Beautiful. AW, yes. Pradeep Kumar, how are you? Yes, this is Harrington, east coast of New South Wales. Yes, I was at Coogin a couple of days ago, and there was an Aboriginal playing a didgeridoo, and he allowed me to film him, well, to live stream him playing the didgeridoo. So if you look back a couple of days, maybe 5 or 6 days ago, you'll actually see him, maybe 10 days, you'll see him playing didgeridoo. Nice, Pradeep. So what's that? Must be 12:30 over there, is it? So you can see this is how much sand has built up from coastal movement of sand. So down there is the breakwall for the Manning River, and all this sand here, this sand must run for a couple of kilometres, have a couple of, I'd say a couple more billion cubic metres of sand in what's up here. So let's get back down on the water. Light done. Don't understand that one, Pradeep. Ouch. All right, let's make our way down this way, and we'll go and see what we can see in the water, and see if we can see the soldier crabs. So if we see the soldier crabs, there'll be tens of thousands of them. They are very interesting to watch. Oh, you must have subscribed. Thank you very much, Pradeep. I only get 2 to 3 messages at a time. It scrolls through super fast. So you can see how much timber is actually washed up here. And that timber, so look at all that timber there. That's how far the tide has got up to. You can see how low that is to where I'm standing, all this here. And that's where a large tide has deposited all the driftwood. And I won't go very close to it, because guess what lives in timber and loves it? Snakes, and brown snakes, and coastal taipans. Yes, look at all the timber. Just everywhere. All right, we'll get down onto the sand flat. So this is actually where the tide got to today, right up here, and it must be 150 metres. Hey Sommy, how are you? Good to see you again, mate. So it's about 150 metres to the water. So let's cruise down here. All right, I can hear the turns on my left-hand side. So we'll slowly sneak around that way and see how we go. So how long we've been going for? 69 minutes. Great. I'm giving you an extended version today, guys, because I missed yesterday. My apologies for missing yesterday, but I had to drive here, and it took me over 6.5 to 7 hours to get here. There's some plovers taking off. Now this, dun, 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 kangaroo. That's a kangaroo track. And that kangaroo has bounded from up in the bush. So I'll just show you how far these are apart. 1, 2. So each one of the kangaroo steps is over 2 metres. And you can see where the kangaroo, I'll just follow up his, or her tracks, I'll follow up its tracks. And it was going flat out, because usually if the kangaroo's going slow, there'll also be, You can really see the front toenail there. So the kangaroo was coming towards us. And when they're going a little bit slower, their tail's hitting. So it looks like that's just where the tail has touched. So it must have been going very fast. So there's the tail again. So it must have been turning because the tail mark is slightly off center when they're going flat out and straight. Oh yeah, you can see he's just come around the corner. So there it goes. Kangaroo, kangaroo, kangaroo. So that's pretty cool. So there's kangaroos living out here on this sand spit / bar. Let's see what else we can find up here. Now I'm surprised this is where the soldier crabs usually hang out. Falco, bonjour, how are you, my friend? You don't have to be terrified of them, mate. The kangaroos, the big males in mating season, they will become aggressive and they will fight on, and they are a ball of muscle. You wouldn't believe how big and strong. So a full-grown red kangaroo will stand 6 to 7 feet tall and just be a ball of muscle. And you could see that toenail. So I'd say that was a female because the feet were so small, or maybe even the wallaby. But what they do when they're fighting, they go back on their tail, balance on their tail, and then kick with their strong hind legs, and then they'll hit you with that one toenail on its center toe and disembowel you. So very aggressive. There's actually a video on the internet of a guy defending his dog and then getting in a punching match with the kangaroo. And he actually got a few punches on the kangaroo, and then the kangaroo's just gone, what just happened? That hurt, and then took off. But yeah, I've seen videos of kangaroos where dogs come in to try and attack them, and the kangaroo will drown the dog. Very intelligent. Yes, but a female, it won't bother you too much. Okay, you can see some shorebirds been walking along here. There's one person footprint in the middle, but there's a shorebird walking. I don't know what sort it is. But look at that lunar landscape here. Yes. Oh, so it made it big around the world, did it? So that, yeah. Rabbit kicks, holy cow. Yeah, they try and disembowel each other. That's how they, the male kangaroos will fight, but once they're confronted with a human, that's what they do. They will try, they'll disembowel you. So you have to stay well away. So up here, might be able to see. So we're in the middle of no man's land here. Down that way, about 100, 150 metres. Hey Stevie, how are you? Thank you for joining. Is the Manning River. And this sand spit is a couple of billion, I would say a couple of billion cubic metres of sand on this sand spit. And if you're just joining us, that rock wall you can see just there used to be a major shipping channel with ships coming into the Manning River, and all that's finished now because it's all silted up. Okay, I think I can see where some crabs have been working, so let's hopefully see some. Soldier crabs. I can't see any movement, but I can see a lot of crab holes. Wonder where they all are. I've got video. If you have a look through my videos on my channel, I have a video on Harrington where I show the sand crab, um, excuse me, I showed the soldier crabs, and there are thousands of them. So that's all soldier crab holes, but no soldier crabs. I don't know where they are. All right, let's make our way down to the water, guys. So all these holes here are where people have been pumping for yabbies. So all these holes have been there for a while, I would say, because all the yabby holes are in front of us now. Shaquille, how are you, my friend? Thank you for joining the channel today. Okay. Now, this is the sand flats that are covered over when the tide comes in. So I should be able to find a stingray or a flathead lay. So you can see where they've laid, just ready to ambush something. So the flathead ambush, and all right, now we're getting into yabby territory, and the stingrays go over these holes. See all these holes in the sand? They're all yabby holes, and the stingrays lay on top of the yabby holes and suck up, and they suck the yabbies out of the holes. And because they're close by, they're stirring up the stingrays are stirring up a lot of silt because they suck straight in. It gets blown straight out of their gills. That brings in the small fish, and then the what they call the flathead will sit just off to the side of the stingray, and when the small fish come in, then the flathead will ambush the smaller fish, and that's how nature works around these parts. Very smart, very smart. So, no, Joseph, they're way too small. But look at all these yabby holes here. So the soldier crabs get up to about, the biggest will be about 18 millimeters in diameter. So that's 3/4 of an inch. So there's no meat in them. You can't do anything. Ugh, this sand is so sloppy. Okay, so there's a couple of whiting down there. Can you see those whiting in the water? There they are, 3 whiting just cruising along the bottom. So that's their whiting, Sam whiting. There's 4 whiting. Where are they? Just a second. Sorry about this, guys. There your whiting. And they're called sand whiting, and they just basically camouflage themselves. Hello, Helen. How are you? And how is Canberra today? Nice and cold? All right. Thank you for joining today, Helen. So let's see if we can find some fish in here. There's a little puffer fish, boring. Let's see what's along these. So this here, a fairy tern right there. Where are you, bad boy? There it is. It's running into the picture there. That's a fairy tern. And up in those dry sand, there will be thousands of those. And they are so small, it would be lucky to be 3 inches from tip of the beak. Sorry, where is it? There it is. Tip of the beak to the tip of the tail. They are so small. And that's a full-grown bird. So that's great to see. Terry, how are you, sir? And Canberra is too chilly. Well, it's about 21 degrees here, so very, very nice, very comfortable with a slight onshore breeze. But that's the fairy tern that I was hoping to find. Should have brought some water with me, I'm choking. So I'm glad I found at least one. Oh, there's another one right behind it, so that must be the pair. And have you ever seen that movie Surf's Up? They run like that bird that was doing all the work. Its feet just go, they go a million miles an hour. So it's good to see that the ferry turns are down this low. So I'll just zoom out a bit, guys. And we'll continue our way along. So this here. Now, you see where the ferry turn was? That's where the water on the flats, on the tidal flats, runs out. And you can see all that there, that's the water running out. And because that's the last bit of where the water runs out of, you can actually see water running just there. That's where the flathead will sit. The flathead will sit just down here, and anything that gets washed out of there, the flathead will just pounce. So there might be, hopefully, a flathead lay along here somewhere. But the thing is, someone's walked here just before me, so maybe scared them all away. But a flathead lay looks like an arrow, a large arrow. Let's just look in the water. But you can see on the ground, that's all the yabby holes. So that's where the stingrays lay and then suck out all the, like I was saying, they suck out the yabbies out of the hole. And every time it sucks, it spits out silt out through its gills on the top of its body. That's also how it buries itself. Sucks and then buries, sucks berries until it's totally under the sand. And that's where the flathead will sit near that, and that silt that gets moved by the stingray brings in the smaller fish, and then the flathead will be laying in ambush. I'll zoom right out a bit, guys. Terry, how are you? Almost 10 p.m. here. I'm enjoying learning about Australia's animals. Thank you very much. I hope you are enjoying it. Hope you're learning something. If you just joined us, I was just watching or following kangaroo tracks, or kangaroo or wallaby. It may have been a wallaby because of the size of the feet. And there's a lot of puffers down there, but they're quite boring. And now we're away from all the abbey holes. So those little turns have now moved down to the water where I was just walking. So I'll just zoom in on the baby turn. There are other little turns, sorry, I call it ferry. But there you go, that's the little turn there. And it would be lucky to be 3 inches. And up on the dry sand just across to the right there'll be thousands of them all nesting up there. They're actually that whole area up there is roped off, so they don't want people in there. But what happens, the dogs run through, people lose control of their dogs. So I'll continue around. What we might do is cut straight across because there's a guy fishing there. Thank you, Leah. Julie, how are you? Good to see you. Glad you could join the live stream. So there's one person to my right fishing, and I think we are the only people on this whole entire sand spit / bar. So we're going to cut straight across, not bother him. And that is a him, so I wasn't being sexist. So look at this. This is the river. This is the Manning River, all silted up with sand. Aha. This is a normal sized turn. Now, too bad they're not close together, but just have a look how big that is. And I'll keep on the same height, and that is the ferry turn's feet. So you can see how much smaller they are than a normal turn. Here are my father used to call these birds down here nuns, because when he went to school back in the 20s, he was taught by nuns and they wore black and white, and he hated them because they were very vicious, apparently. And these birds get the shellfish out of the sand, and their beaks are so strong that they can crack the shellfish and the pippies open with their beaks. Amazing bird. All right, let's get right down here. Oh, some more little terns. There's the log. There's one. Can't see the other because of the glare. Hopefully you can see it. But there's one. That's a little tern. That one's a little bit bigger. Must be 3.5, 4 inches. So I'll keep going past. Try not to disturb them. Oh, this is just fantastic out here. And now, where I am, there's not another person around. There are some footprints down here, which sucks. I would have liked to have shown you this whole area with no other feet marks. But look at that. Nobody around. Just me and nature. Okay. Let's go down here a little bit, right down to the edge. Hopefully we can see a stingray. Yes, Leah. I remember I said something about the 20s, but I can't remember now. That was about a minute ago. The old brain doesn't remember as much as it used to be, but it remembers hopefully useful facts for you. Okay, you can see all those birds directly in front of us. So they are white on the bottom, black on the top, and their beaks are bright orange. And beautiful bird. Sorry about that, but look at that. How's that for an abstract piece of art? Ah, yes. Dad grew up in the 20s here. Oh, that's right, with the nuns teaching him at school. Yes, thank you, Leah. That was like 45 seconds ago. I'm not supposed to remember that far back. I must be getting old. I can't remember what I said a couple of minutes ago, but I can remember everything is clear as day, what happened when I was a little fella. Well, I'm surprised we can't find any stingray or flathead lace. Here's a crab up here. I'll zoom in on the crab and see if I can walk up on it. There you go, Graham. Just as you wrote that, there's a crab. So it's not moving, maybe it's dead. Oh, it's moving, it's going back, and it'll present its large nippers in a minute. Look at that. 1934, wow. And he's still going, Leah? My dad died at 97. He was born 25, so he would have been 100 in March this year. Wow, we've got some old parents there, everybody. Look at that, it's getting close and watching present. There you go. Look at that. There we go. I'll just move back, not disturbing too much, or her. Again, being sexist. But that crab would be lucky to be, sorry, I'll just move back on it, would lucky to be 75 mil or 3 inches from foot to foot. Yes, Graham, it is. Oh, that's very sad, Leah. It's sad when they get old. But, as they say, oh, there goes the crab. Where are you? There. Just moving away now. It thinks it's won the fight, so I'll let it think it won the fight. But there, Usually the crabs go sideways. It's surprising to see it go backwards. All right. I'll just zoom out and let's keep going, guys. Again, nobody around here. Just me. And my brother should be up there somewhere looking for the keys to get in the cabin. He'll be blowing up because my brother's just had a mini stroke and he can't walk very fast and I've gone a long way away. So he'll just want to go back to the room and have a lay down. But I've got to keep my customers happy, so let's keep going. Oh, ferry turn. Where are you? There he goes. Or she. Look how fast it's going. I can't even keep up. There we go. Look at the go. Look at those little legs. Look how well they camouflage into the sand. There, fantastic. Right. I'll zoom back out, guys, and we'll keep going around. So that's the ferry turn, and up here is the normal size turn. So these things will take off very quickly. So I'll try and zoom in on them for you. Okay, and I'd say that the normal turn, I'll try and keep that in the center as I walk. There they go. They're very timid, these birds. They'll be at least 5 times bigger than the little turn. And there they go. Thank you, Jill. Yes, I just love being out in nature. You see, when I'm at work, we'll be leaving a job and you'll just see all these sad people just heading into work to make their squillions of dollars every day, but none of them are happy. And then they work half a day or a full day Saturday. They get 1 day off a week. What a, excuse me saying, but what a shit life. And there we go. There's a stingray lay. So there's the stingray body, the big round thing, and then you can see just the back of his tail there, and that's where the tail runs down and that's where the barb sits. So if you stand on a stingray, the tail comes over the top and then sticks straight into your ankle. Or if you're Steve Irwin and you swim over it and it thinks it's a shark coming to eat them because the sharks swim over them, it shot the barb straight up and hit him in the straight in the heart. So that is a stingray lay. As opposed to the other holes, here's another one right beside it. Not as defined. The tide must have moved that one a lot more. But it's good to see that there's stingrays around here. So I just might walk quietly through here and see if I can not stand on one for a start. Oh, that's what I was saying. Once the barb sticks in you, they say it is one of the most excruciating pains you'll ever have. And what we do to treat them is you put the affected part in water as hot as they can stand. And that's the only way of, so any ugly fish, stonefish, rock cod, the ugly fish we call them, the ugly fish syndrome. So yeah, they, oh really, in a city pigeon? It does suck. How did they get it out? Did you have to go to the hospital? Tell everybody of your personal experience. I've only dealt with people that have got them in their legs. I've never actually had it happen to me, luckily. Look at that. That's picture perfect. Beautiful colours, isn't it? Oh, they yanked it out on the beach. Luckily, it mustn't have been out in very good. So what was the pain like? They say it's the most excruciating pain you can go through. Now, I've never been through childbirth, so I can't claim I know what that feels like, or any pain really. But what was the pain like? So yeah, we put the unaffected part of the body, the opposite side. So if it's the right foot, we put the left foot in hot water, and then we get them to measure, can they handle that hot water? And we keep adding hot water, hot water, hot water. And then once that's as hot as they can handle, then you put the affected limb in there. And that's the way. I was pretty high up there, really. Had kidney stone once. Oh yes, kidney stone was horrendous. Okay, I don't want to hear everyone's problems now. It will turn my stomach. Even though I do this for a job, I still walk in, I go, oh my God, yuck. How are we going to fix this? 10 out of 10. Oh, really, Leah? And have you done childbirth too? Without being too personal. If I'm too personal, just say, get stuffed. I'm not going to answer that. You're right, Leah, I'm just being funny. That's my Aussie. Oh, 2 people up there with their dog. So that's what they don't like, is dogs running free like that, and then they usually can't get their dogs back and they run straight through the nesting grounds. And they'll either kill them, or they'll run over the eggs, or they'll trample on the chicks. So I'm just going to walk around to this side. Adopted my son. Oh, very good. What a beautiful story, Leah. That threw me now. Let's get back. Okay, so we're just going to head out to the end of that spit. Look at that. Look at that, just beautiful. How's the colours? And the sun's getting low in the sky now, so that's why we're getting the nice warm colours. If this was summer, it'd be very harsh lighting. Sorry I can't find any stingrays in the water. So there goes that dog, having a great time. Okay, there goes the nuns taking off. Straight over those people. There they go the nuns, because they can see the dog. Raja, how are you, sir? Glad you could make it. Thank you for joining. Little heaven on earth, it certainly is. Too bad it's a 5.5 hour drive from my place. 6.5 if I if I stop for some food. We'd keep going a little bit further from here too, a little bit further south. We stay at a lighthouse at Seal Rocks. Now that is stunning. At 5 o'clock they shut the gates, and then you're we're the only people, except for the caretaker, that will be at the lighthouse, and it is beautiful. We were there in like a cyclone one day. It was blowing that hard, and I was just sitting there, and the wife's going, what are you doing? I'm just trying to imagine what it was like living here, and like we can't just go inside, put the air conditioning on and have a hot shower. Those people had nothing. Wow, look at that, everybody. Well, thank you, Joseph. It's no sacrifice to come here, I can tell you that. Look at that. Screenshot that, people. That is just fantastic. Look at the colours. I'll try and get a little bit more beach in. Too bad there's footprints right in the middle. So we'll keep going around. I'll go around to the end of this spit. We'll have a look where the Manning River runs now, and then I'll turn back around because my brother will be blowing up if he's sitting by the car. He won't be happy, and his jacket's inside the car as well. Sucked in, Ken. That'll teach you. I'm the little brother, so they used to give me a hard time when I was younger, so now I can give it to him. Callie, how are you? Good to see you. Matt A, good morning. Good morning. Where are you from? From start of the morning. India, a little bit further, Iran, Europe, please let me know. Matt A, USA, lovely. It's not morning in the USA, is it? I thought it'd be in the middle of the night. Look at all the driftwood up there as well. And I'll cut straight across here because you can see the driftwood, and then directly behind that is the Pacific Ocean, the wild Pacific Ocean. And look at that, you'll never see that too often, dog feet, dog paws. Very exotic animal. All right, and there we go. That's Terry. How are you, sir? No, I don't think so. He's just had a mini stroke. When he got COVID, he had a mini stroke and then got Parkinson's, so he's not very happy at the moment. So this is the mouth of the Manning River now. Oh, 1:14 a.m. Wow. What are you doing up at this time, Leah? Thank you for joining me at 1:14 a.m. All right. So look at the water running out there. Here we go. There's another rip, everybody. All this is where the water is exiting the Manning River, which is a large river system on the east coast of Australia. So you can see 12:15 time central. Wow. Thank you for being up this time. I'll try and start a little bit earlier tomorrow. I was over straight across the other side there. My brother met his cousin that he hasn't seen in 25 years, so that put me behind schedule. So apologies for that. But that's what he wanted to do, so I couldn't say no. So you can see all the water, how quickly that water's rushing out there. So that's, if you're trying to get out the bar or out to the open ocean, that's where you go. So those waves on the right, there's waves on the left, and that's the channel straight out the middle. Hello, Houston. James, how are you, sir? So there, that's how you get out the bar. But if you go 8 kilometres, I'll just zoom out, guys. If you go 8 kilometres to the north, to what's called Crowdy Head, and we can't see it because of the sand dunes, but that's a bay system with big rock walls surrounding the whole thing, and you just head out a little entrance in the rock wall, and then you can get out to sea. So that takes you straight out to deep ocean. All right, we'll go down the bottom here. So that's as far as I'm going to walk. Now I will head back. Thank you, Matt A. Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you, everybody. Sorry if I'm not responding to you, but I'm watching where I'm walking and thinking as I'm walking and talking. So apologies if I don't respond, but I have two of the best moderators, Joseph and Human, that will respond to you. So thank you, everybody. While I'm on that frame of mine, can everybody please like and subscribe? Here comes my brother now. So it's him directly in front. So he probably won't be happy having to walk this far. So that's my brother. So yeah, if everybody would like to like and subscribe, it'd be much appreciated. It helps the channel. And the more activity we have on here, the more YouTube sends it out to everybody else. So can you please tell me why I've got 100 people watching? How did you find it? Is it vertical live feeds? I just need to know so I can keep pushing that avenue, because it says it's vertical live feeds. that YouTube sends to people. So I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to work out this algorithm thing. But look at that. You unscribed. Oh, what'd you pull out, Terry? That's disappointing. Scrolling, Rachel likes, showed up on my vertical live feed. Yes, that's what they're saying. It's showing up on the vertical live feeds. Scrolling. Well, please like and subscribe, and you will be notified every time I put out a live stream. I do them in the vertical. People seem to like that. Nobody liked the horizontal. You get to see more of the horizontal, but the vertical's quite nice. Yeah, vertical live streaming, that is scrolling, yeah. Oh, wow. Thanks, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
You heading back?
Yeah.
Geez, your feet have gone red. Got too much salt water on you. So,
Let me tell you. The breakwater down this way, there are 20 big boulders like that
yep.
on the walkway.
Oh, really? You got washed there by the waves, you reckon? Wow.
I saw the bloke and said, yep, that's what happened. He said that some of the waves were 20 metres high.
Wow.
And when the rockets come there, picked them up like cotton.
Wow.
And when they dropped down, they made a hell of a lot.
Yeah, so my brother was just saying, I don't know if you could hear, but the waves were that big. They were pushing the boulders of the rock wall straight over there, up over the breakwater. And the people that were watching it said, so it was down that way a bit more, they said it was just moving them like it was nothing. The power of the ocean. Let's keep going on this beautiful afternoon. Look at that for a view, people. Just fantastic. So I saw a couple of stingray lays back here too.
Yeah, so
You saw them?
it looks like on the corner of the court one.
Oh, really?
And it's playing it, not a good size fish. And he played it, put it on the edge, and it sucked itself off.
Ah,
He wasn't picking it up.
yep. Hello, California. How are you, sir or ma'am? Glad you could join us. So now on all this beach, there are two of us here, except for these footprints, which is annoying in my photo. One of them actually is mine. It'll be these ones underneath us. And one guy over there fishing, and the couple with the dog that went straight up through the ferry turns, or the little turns. So for all this area here, it'd have to be, what do you reckon, couple of square kilometres up here of sand?
Yeah.
Yep, couple of square kilometres. There's 5 people and 1 dog. Did you see the kangaroo tracks up here?
No, I did not.
Ah,
Just on the other side of that, there's a timber,
yep.
sandpiper's bird there.
Oh, there was? All right, so apparently there's some, the little terns up here. So let's go and see them. Oh, that's fantastic, California. 8,000 views. Let's hope we can get to 8,000 today, guys. Keep pumping, keep pumping. Okay, so we're up the top here. Where'd you see them?
On the other side of the timber.
Oh, really? Oh, yes, I can see them running around up here. Trying, what they'll do, they'll run away and then act as though they're injured and drag you away from their nest. So I won't go too far up there and upset them. There's a couple of nuns over there. There's the blue buckets, they're just there. There's the nuns. Wow. Again, nobody around. Pacific Ocean straight out behind it. All right, going to keep heading back to the car. Okay. Ah, we got some crows on the beach. Must be something dead down there. Crows just love that. They're picking at something, so let's go and see what they're eating. Are your ravens the same as our crows? Anybody? What's he eating? What's he eating? I'm going to scare him off it and I'll have a look. Just run over there and scare it off it. There it goes. And it looks like an eel. Look at the teeth on that bad boy. Very aggressive. Wouldn't want one of those. Oh, Matt, it's probably 20, 22, 23 degrees. Very warm. And that eel is bloated. And the crow's not happy. He's going, bugger off, bugger off. There's the crow there. It's puffing up its feathers, trying to be intimidating to us. Different beaks. No, it's not cold at all. Like, I'll zoom past my brother and we're just in shorts and t-shirts. And you could actually go swimming if I put my swimming boardies on and I didn't have my car keys in my pocket. I'd be in there swimming. Okay, so maybe this time we'll see something in the water. But even the view's just nice. Look at that. Yes, the crows are smart. You see them on the road all the time eating the roadkill. And you think, oh, I'm going to hit this one, I'm going to hit this one. Last minute, just bounces out the way, watches the car go past, look in the rear vision mirror and it's bouncing back onto the roadkill. I think they're even smarter than dogs. We have cane toads in Australia, and the cane toads have a poison sac on the back of their heads. So when they die, they still can put out the poison, and it was killing all the crows. And then they worked out to flip the cane toad over and then pick out at the stomach, and they didn't get killed. So now all cane toads that are being hit by cars and that have been tipped over, and the crows are pecking them from the stomach. Yes, they do get out of the way. Okay, Matt, good night. Have a good night. Hope you don't have to work too hard in the morning. Oh, really, human? That's amazing. Yes, they certainly are intelligent animals. So straight over there, there's the pine trees there. You got all the pelicans. So they're on this sand spit at the moment. So obviously there's nobody over at the cleaning table. Okay, I've got to show you a stingray before we go. We've seen whiting. I didn't show you the puffer fish because they're boring. I showed you a stingray lay. Whoops, sorry about that. Let's get the nice picture. We're shooting into the sun here. We'll be turning in a minute. And then I'll just speed up a bit because that's a boring picture. I'll leave my brother behind. Again, that'll teach him for being an aggressive older brother. Always thinking it was funny to do nasty things to me. Well, I'll leave him out here on the sand spit by himself. Never did anything to my sister, only me. Two older brothers. They thought it was great fun. Let's pick on the little fella. Ah, yes. All right, human, I'll show you a puffer when I see one then. They are amazing how they can get attacked by a fish, start to swallow it, next thing they puffed up and the other fish is trying to get it out of its gullet as quickly as possible. Okay, so they're only yabby holes, and where someone's pumped yabbies. All right, we might walk straight across this sand flat, straight in front of us. Let's cruise through here, guys. See if I'm zoomed right out. There we go. How's that? So I'm not going to be looking at my screen. I'm going to be looking for stingrays and hopefully not standing on them. So the footage is not real crash hot. It's because I'm not looking at the screen. But that does look beautiful. I just had a look. Thank you, human. Yes, I will be careful. If you see me turn the live stream off quick, you know I've had to hang up and call 000 and get the ambulance out to assist me. But my brother was saying yesterday there was stingrays. They must have been in Africa, and this guy was honeymooning with his brand new wife, and a stingray's come past. They were just walking through the shallow water, and the stingray is hit with that much force. Wow, look at that. Screenshot that one, guys. Oh, Leah, you're going too. All right. Goodbye. Thank you for joining me. Same time tomorrow, maybe an hour earlier, Leah and everybody else. Yeah, but the stingray hit with that much force that it hit her in the leg, and the barb didn't come out, and the stingray took off, and the lady was never found again. So that's pretty crazy. That must have been a big stingray. Hello, Corey. How are you? Howard. Yes. Human just said that it's at Harrington. This is, if you know Australia or you look up on maps, it's 350 kilometres north of Sydney, and the closest large town is Taree. So if you can see a town called Taree, look to the east of that and slightly to the north, and you'll see Harrington, Crowdy Head, Old Bar, and so that's where we are here. Wow, that really is nice. Oh, nice. Did you go swimming or surfing at the Atlantic today, Corey? And there you go. Look at this. The pelicans are going across because some guy has just rolled up to start cleaning fish. And we'll just go around to the left a little bit and see those other pelicans. And there's the guy in the middle of the screen there cleaning his fish. Very smart. They think, why will we go fishing and do hard work when we can just wait for someone to clean their fish? Okay, so we'll keep heading out along here. Still, that looks beautiful, doesn't it? Oh wow, what sort of spider was it to get you out of the water for that long, Corey? That's amazing. Maybe you've got the second deadliest spider in the world where you're from on the Atlantic. Oh wow, that's a picture moment, guys. Thank you, Howard. Yes, it is beautiful here, but there's beautiful places everywhere, mate. I'm just picking the really good ones at the moment. Well, everywhere I go, I think a brown reclusus, 3 different penicillins so far, not thrilled. No, I wouldn't be either. Does it rot your flesh, or what's it called, necrosis of the skin? What does it do to you? Wow, the water is clear today. There's not one fish out here. No stingrays. Again, I'm watching where I'm walking, guys, so if this goes off screen slightly, you know why. Because I do not want to stand on one. Otherwise, that'll be the end of my holiday. So, there's a fisherman right out the side. Wow, what sort of whales are they? We get humpbacks, minkies, southern rights all around here. And on the return journey for the humpbacks, we get the killer whales as well. So that's how quick the water drops off there. It's dropping down to, I think it's about 7 or 8 metres in it. Look at those colours in the screen. All right. Well, I'm sorry I didn't see any soldier crabs. I don't know where. Oh, there go the bombers of the bird world. Don't know where they're flying to, but they're in a hurry wherever they're going. Someone must be cleaning fish over the other side. They're all heading over that way. All right, let's keep cruising over. That is a hay bale that's been washed down the river and ended up there. If you look from the other side, you can see that it's actually a circular hay bale. You can see the circles in it, or the round where they've wrapped the hay up, and you can see the twine still around it. So these are the pelican feet here. They're quite large. I'll put my move back. There's my hand. So the pelican feet are nearly as big as my hand. Still going? All right, let's get a foreground and we'll try and get some nice, there we go. Yeah, it's a nice little picture. All right. You getting cold?
No.
It's nice out here, eh? What did he catch? Is that all he got for the day? Yeah, so yes, the fish weren't biting today. That guy, all he got was one stingray and lost it right on the shore. So probably that's actually a good thing, because you don't want to have to bring a stingray in, because then you've got to try and flip them on their back, get the hook out of their mouth, and then flip them back over without getting a spike in you. So what a lot of people do is flip them on their backs, cut the line, and then just push them back into the water, because they don't want to get the barb in them, and then the stingray has to swim around with a hook in its mouth. And a lot of people use barbed hooks, so the barbs are really hard to get out, and then a lot of people use stainless hooks that never rust out. So basically means the end of the stingray. Okay, just reading back. Now that's good, you don't get too many poisonous things there, Corey. I didn't see if you said what sort of spider it was. Oh, brown narcosis or something like that, wasn't it? Oh, come on, where are the fish? You can see all the yabby holes in the water. So all those holes there are yabbies. So if you want to go to Australia and go fishing, look for them. Well, there's a couple of whiting down there. There, that's the whiting straight in front of us. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it is, just turned. There it is, swimming away from us. So yeah, yabbies are the best bait. They're very soft though. So if you get a pick on your line, oh, there's, I just scared it. Come back. There's another whiting. Where is it there? Let's walk along with it. So that's a sand whiting. It's turning. Let's go and bugger off, leave me alone. I'm trying to get a dinner here. All right, let's keep it going. And of course, I forgot what I was talking about. Some more whiting down there. So there's a little bit of fish. He must have been, oh, that's right. If you're fishing with yabbies are the best bait. You won't find a better bait around here than the yabby, fishing on the inside. On the outside, they'll get washed off your hook very easy. But if you feel a pick, and then nothing else, you know they've picked it off your hook, because the yabby is so soft. And they also have nippers on them, and they hurt. They will draw blood. So there we go, look at that. Hey, how are you, Mustafa? Good to see you again, sir. Hello, and hello to, were you on before from Iran? Was that you? All right, we're getting near the end, because I don't think the view coming back to the south on the breakwall will be any good. So we might just go up to the end here, and then I'll finish the live stream, because it has been 127 minutes, 2 hours, 7 minutes. There you go, guys. I said I'd do a long one today because I missed yesterday. Thank you for everybody that's been here. Thank you for my fantastic moderators, Human and Joseph. Thank you for subscribing and liking if you did. If you haven't already, please do if you're liking what you're seeing. Just get in front of this old fella here. It's walking too slow. There goes a puffer.
End up in the water.
Hey?
You want to end up in the water.
You have to catch me first, old fella. Ah, can't do it. I'll just put on the pace, just in case he has a burst of energy. Oh, here he comes. All right, so we're going to make our way back up to the breakwall. You want to go back to the room yet?
I don't care.
Have you been out to the oh, you went the other way? There's a puffer. Oh, there's one of the little terns running around. There it is. There, beautiful. Sorry we didn't see any sand crabs, soldier crabs. There's a puffer for Human. There we go. Just sitting there minding his own business. And have you ever caught a puffer, when you pull them out of the water, they actually start squeaking. It must be either sucking in the air or blowing the air out. There's another puffer, another whiting. Puffer, 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 puffer. Oh, this is puffer corner. Look at this. They're everywhere here. Must be nice and quiet for them in there. One right on the surface, or two right on the surface. Comes a third one up. Nice and quiet for the puffers. There you go, Human. Just for you. Thank you for everything you do for me. Much appreciated. All right. what I might do is walk up onto the top here. Here comes, oh, this guy's got the right idea. He's got a huge camera lens and he's going to get some fantastic photos this afternoon. So I think it must be a Canon with that big white lens he's got on there. Must be like a 400 or a 600 lens. Wonder how rich he is. Is it a, what do they call it? When the lens doesn't have a zoom on it. I forget, the word escapes me. But yeah, that's the difference. If you've got a lens that zooms, you've usually got a lower aperture, or higher aperture, or lower, so around the 5.6 mark. But if you've got a lens that is just set at a focal distance of say 600 mil, and it's got a aperture of 1.4, then you're in the big money there, people, if you know anything about photography. So I always buy zoom lenses, of course. I could buy the others, but then the wife would then want to go out and spend $6,000 on something for herself, so ends up costing me quite a lot of money. All right, I don't think we're going to walk that way. So everybody, thank you for watching. 94 people still watching. If you want, I'll keep this going and I'll walk back to the car. That's all the mangroves they've just planted. Brian lives, or Brian lives. Thank you. So that's going out to the end of the breakwall. But this is where I'll keep going till I get back to my car, guys. You can watch as I'm walking. But I will be signing off very shortly, in maybe 5-6 minutes by the time I walk back to the car. But thank everybody for watching, subscribing, liking, and generally being part of the community. It really, really helps me out, and I love doing this. I wish I could retire now and just do this full time. I really enjoy it. Does that view look all right? Is it too glary, everybody? Let me know. Yes, it is very beautiful here, Brian. Very quiet. It's a little bit different in the school holidays and over summer. That's when every man and his dog sort of comes around these coastal towns, but who can blame them when you only get one holiday a year and you've got the kids and you like fishing and the kids like swimming? It's a win-win for everybody here. You got the best of everything. If you bring a boat, you can go up to Crowdy, which is 8 kilometres to the north on this road, and put your boat in, and you're in the deep ocean when you put your boat in the water. The kids can be swimming in here. You've got all this sheltered water off to the right. And you've got some fishing in the Pacific here, just behind the big sand spit / bar. And then if you like fishing out of the surf, you just walk straight over the top of those dunes and then you're on the surf. If I zoom in, that's the surf, that's the Pacific Ocean just there. So you walk through maybe 500 metres of sand dune and you're at the ocean. So you can do all your ocean fishing for tailor. You get the salmon around here. I don't exactly know what sort of salmon. They're not the Atlantic salmon with the pink flesh. I haven't met the goal yet. I've only got about 3,000 hours. You've got to get 4,000 hours to be monetized. But that's not the aim of this. My aim is just to do this because I love doing it in California. I really enjoy just walking along, talking, trying to show my knowledge, and then have California, sorry, not California, have human in the background going, that's not right, but I'm not going to pick him up. Thank you for that, human. Excellent. Why not both? Oh yes. Yeah, I'm quite happy to get money out of YouTube. Help me pay for my, I just upgraded to the 100 gig internet plan on my phone, so that works out expensive. What I would like to do is be able to have enough money from YouTube that it will allow me to, say, drive up to Hervey Bay accommodation and then hop on a whale watching boat and just do a live stream from a whale watching boat. How good would that be? Or going out from a whale watching boat off the coast, Gold Coast, or the Tweed Coast, and just watching the humpbacks cruise through. That would be something if you could, I don't want to make a living, but if it can afford to pay me to keep doing my passion, then I would be more than happy. Daniel Berry, how are you, sir? Yeah, so I'm just about this building here on the right, that's where my car's parked. So I'm just about at the end of the live stream today, guys. 136 minutes, that's 2 hours, 15 minutes. No wonder I'm a bit dry in the throat. All this talking, fantastic. I didn't know I could talk for so long. Usually I'm very quiet, I don't say much at all. My brother's right behind me, so that's good. So that piece of timber down there, remember when I said this is where the ships used to come in, so if we zoom in, that's the mouth of the Manning River, and that's where the ships used to come in. And then these, where is it, that log there, they used to be uprights and the ships used to tie off to them. So that's crazy. And look how much, oh, let's try and get out of here. Oh, oh, oh. So you can see how much sand has built up, and where they enter the Manning now is about 800 metres, a kilometre that way. And basically you wouldn't even come in through that bar because it's way too dangerous. You would go 8 kilometres up that road there and you come to Crowdy Head, and the what's it called? The boat ramp takes you straight into deep water, and you've got a big sheltered rock wall around you, so no waves get in there, and you can just cruise straight out to sea. All right, everybody, I'm back at my car, so thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking, and I will see everybody tomorrow, and I will be here again. So try and think up something you'd like to see, and maybe leave me a message when I start the live tomorrow. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and see you later.